Right. I just spoke to my lady witness a few hours. I didn't speak to her. I left voice messages about what my conversation at the food bank. And she's saying that's terrible, and she's going to come down there with me. I've just been on the phone to Dan from Police Abusing Powers for quite some time. And I'll speak to my lady friend, my lady witness, but I'm going to ring up the food bank again and just to explain to management what has happened, because I was crying. I'm very upset that Steve. Oh, hello, Ian. Sorry. I'm sorry I didn't respond to your text messages. I haven't read them yet. I'm very upset and distressed. My partner has actually sent me a text message saying he's got a letter from the local government ombudsman for me. He never sends me text messages, but my post has to go to him. Yeah, this Caroline Stevens, look up Caroline Stevens Seeking the Truth. That horrible woman, if you look at Ian, if you look at my Facebook page, she's openly, sorry, not openly, I put a message from her. I photographed it and put it on public, where Caroline Stevens has threatened me. That was back in January. This is a woman who is part of a truthers community, who threatened me because I live streamed her saying that PC Scott Franklin Lester's real name is Dan Russell. Now, she said I'm in trouble for these recordings, right? They're all part of the deep state thing, and Eastbourne Food Bank have already failed vulnerable people like me. You go to the Facebook page Survivors of the Saffron, and there's a petition in 2015 that the food bank ignored, where it says disabled people were being bullied. I'm a survivor of the Saffron, and many other people, and all these places are the same, basically. So Caroline Stevens, if you want to do me a favor, go and give her a hard time, and say, why did she contact Steve Churchill and not tell me that? Because I'm sick of it. They're bullies at the food bank, bullies at the council, and they all work in one great big club together. Do you want to see my mother's death certificate that I signed at the town hall? This is my mother's death certificate. My mother was dying of cancer. That is where the town hall, where the MP office is. I'm not going to get upset about it again. Oh, you were detained. Oh, I'm sorry, Ian. I'm so sorry. I didn't realise. I'm so sorry. I haven't read your text messages. I'm starting to feel a bit suicidal myself, so I'm really sorry to hear that. I would like to speak to you and everything. I'm sorry I haven't read your text messages. I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I needed to speak to Dan. Could you? I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry to hear that. I would like to. I didn't read your text messages because I'm not well. I'm just so overwhelmed. I am so upset. I don't know if you know, but Steve Churchill from the Foodbank, a while ago, a few hours ago, I live streamed a phone call to the Foodbank, and this obnoxious, well, in my opinion, she wasn't very nice. I wouldn't say she was obnoxious. She wasn't nice at all. It was like ringing the council, and I said, you don't have a very concerned attitude. She had an attitude. Got an attitude. It's very typical of Eastbourne. But I said, there've been lies that have been passed, or misinformation that's been passed around the food bank. She hung up on me, but before hanging up on me, she said that there was no Steve Churchill and to go to the police for my possessions. Now, I find that very concerning that someone from the food bank would say that. So she had a conversation with Steve, who was in the warehouse. And Steve turned unpleasant towards me. He's saying he's been praying for me, but as you can hear, I recorded it, and I didn't want to put Steve Churchill's voice on here, but actually, Steve, I'm glad I have. If you can see this, because this Caroline Stevens nutcase threatened me. She'd prayed for me, talked me out of suicide, then threatened me. You've prayed for me. I've played you a recording of a woman threatening to beat me up. And you're telling me my life's not in danger, and do I want my stuff back? And I'm self-funding a hotel for 6 months. You're Darren's parents' friend. Darren's been emotionally abusive. I haven't heard from Darren's parents. What's going on here? Anyway, there's really no point, because, I think, I felt, I'm trying to be careful with what I say, but my lady friend said he shouldn't be working in the food bank with an attitude like that. No, well, you've proved that. So I'm just live streaming everything for my own record. And anyone else who tries to get involved needs to basically get a life. I don't care if they're a shill, a grifter, a truther, or what they are. Anyone tries to sabotage something without... I'm just speechless. I'm speechless. I don't even know how I get these people's phone numbers sometimes. I'm just ringing Rupert. I don't know if he's a manager of the food bank. I can't remember.
Hi, this is Rupert Colcat from Eastbourne Foodbank. I'm sorry I can't answer your call right now, but if you leave a message, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
After you leave a message, you can modify it by pressing the hash key.
Hello, Rupert. This is Bryony McCarthy speaking. I'm leaving a very upsetting message for you. I'm appalled, and I want to make a complaint. I'm distressed, appalled. I really don't know what to say anymore. So I'm just going to say this, that a few hours ago, I rang the food bank, and you can tell Steve Churchill on my behalf I've had to record everything, that the call handler told me that there was no Steve Churchill and to go to the police about my possessions. she hung up on me and I had to ring back. I said that there was a Steve Churchill. I didn't like her attitude. It's supposed to be run by Christians. It's like ringing the council. Now, I'm already upset with something that my partner said, that Darren says that Steve said to him after I'd been beaten by the police and nursing assistants, stripped naked, horrific. I'm taking legal action against the police because this was during a welfare check. I'm having to record everything. I've even recorded, I'm actually felt bad recording. I had people watching in the live stream hearing Steve. I feel bullied by Steve, actually. You can pass this on to management and Leslie and Ray, because I played him a recording of a licensee threatening to beat me senseless. When I rang 999, I've been targeted by Eastbourne Police. Now, what I'm about to say is very, very...
Your message has reached the maximum duration allowed. To re-record, press 1. To listen again, press 2. To delete, press 3. To cancel your message, press 4. To confirm, press the hash key.
There we go.
Your message has been recorded. Goodbye.
Right, I just finished my message. Okay, I'm going to fight this to get this off my chest if it's the last thing I do. Stay calm.
Hi, this is Rupert Colcat from Eastbourne Foodbank. I'm sorry I can't answer your call right now, but if you leave a message, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
After you leave a message, you can modify it by pressing the hash key.
Hello, Rupert. This is a second voice message from Bryony McCarthy. It's very urgent, very important. It needs to go to the management of the food bank. But I would appreciate it if you could pass on this on to... I know that misinformation and lies are being passed around. I'm self-funding a hotel for my safety, and I feel bullied actually by Steve and the call handler who took my call. I played a very serious... I'm having to try and take legal action over this, over there's a recording of me. I played Steve whilst I was live streaming and I had viewers. I played him a recording of a licensee threatening to beat me up in my council shared accommodation. I've been self-funding a hotel for 6 months for my safety, and he will not listen, and neither would the call handler, who was rude and hung up. Now I'm feeling bullied by Steve as well. He said, your life is not in danger, and he accused me of being rude. I've had to now record my conversations with him. Now, he's supposed to be friends of my partner's parents. My partner's parents know him. I don't know what's going on here, but I've had emotional abuse issues with my partner. He's meant to be coming round with a letter for me from the local government ombudsman. This is very, very serious. I have it recorded that a food bank call handler, I've forgotten her name, but she told me to go to the police over Steve Churchill, one of your employees, and I've got it recorded, and I'm sick
Your
to...
message has reached the maximum duration allowed. To re-record, press 1. To listen again, press 2. To delete, press 3. To cancel your message, press 4. To confirm, press the hash key.
I'm not going to be
Your
pissed
message
around.
has been recorded. Goodbye.
I'm not going to let people think they can piss me around just because I'm a sweet, nice, vulnerable lady. No, you can't. I've had horrific, endless torture and abuse, and I've recorded as much of it as possible, as humanly possible, without taking my own life. I can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around it. But why would I want to go to the police over Steve Churchill from the food bank? That makes sense. He's an employee who's looking after my possessions.
It's Rupert Colcat from Eastbourne Foodbank. I'm sorry I can't answer your call right now, but if you leave a message, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
After you leave a message, you can modify it by pressing the hash key.
Hello, Rupert. Sorry about this. I've had to leave a third and final voice message for you. You can, if you want to record anything, you can. I'm having to do it my end. But me and my lady witness to the terrorism in my accommodation. We'll come down to the food bank and we will speak to staff there. Because I'm not going to be bullied by people from the food bank. I need my lady. She's a witness. She's got cancer and she's got her own issues. And she was attacked in the street for trying to help me. Now, the food bank is supposed to be run by Christians. Well, I'm really appalled by Steve. I thought he was a sweet, gentle man who'd done a lovely thing for me. One of your call handlers told me to go to the police over him, and I've got it recorded live on my live stream, and I've got people in the live chat who've witnessed it. Do you know, I made a thank you gift for Steve I never gave to him. It got damaged when I was being basically human trafficked. So if people are not going to take time out to listen, if they're not actually going to listen, open their ears and listen, and they're just going to be rude and argumentative. You know, you remember survivors of the Saffron Facebook page? You know, there's a petition saying that the food bank ignored disabled people who were being bullied in 2015. This is before it happened to me. In 2016, it started happening to me at the beginning of 2017. From 2016, the end of 2016, I was being bullied in these places.
Your message has reached the maximum duration allowed. To re-record, press 1. To listen again,
Anyway,
press 2.
there we go.
To delete, press 3. To cancel your message, press 4. To confirm, press the hash key.
I'm not leaving anymore. I'm done.
Goodbye.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm absolutely done with it now. I'm absolutely done with it. I'll text Rupert my phone number. Thank you, Ian. I'm glad you're a bit better. I'm just this is a friend of Darren's. I'm going to ring the food bank one last time just to I should really leave it now. I think I should leave it. I think I should just go down there with my lady friend, my lady witness. I don't want to make myself ill any more than I am already. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I was crying and I was very upset. Very upset. I mean, what do you have to get? What do you have to do to get through to people? I told him I don't feel safe walking through the door. And he said, your life is not in danger. No, you've been rude and that's not someone who wants to listen. That's not a caring person. So why pray for me? Why is it that people who will say that they are praying for you are the ones who are doing the bad mouthing. That's what really upsets me. I think that might be the thing that upsets me more than anything. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, Caroline Stevens, if you wanted to say something on my behalf, say something to her and say, why did you contact? There are people watching my live stream who are just, these. There's a little club of people, and we're not in that club. Caroline Stevens said about this Freemason doing the hand gesture thing, doing that. And Darren said, oh, but the White Rose UK website says he's not. He accidentally did it. Do you know what? Don't go to that woman. I listen to her. I look at things, but you know what? Things can be taken out of context. I do this sometimes. I do a Masonic hand gesture. That's a Masonic hand gesture. I do it all the time without thinking about it. But I'm one of those people who goes, oh, look, Freemason. And I'm doing it myself. So it's like, look at the spirit behind what they're doing. Just because it doesn't, they could be part of anything. She's part of the very establishment she's trying to, Caroline Stevens. And she threatened me. She prayed for me, talked me out of suicide, then threatened me and contacted Steve Churchill, who says my life is not in danger. Scott Franklin Lester, PC Scott Franklin Lester, bullies the vulnerable people. The survivors of the Saffron Facebook page would not listen to vulnerable people when they said that disabled people were being bullied. And this Caroline Stevens says I'm in trouble for doing this. And she contacts Steve Churchill and I play him the recording. He says, your life is not in danger. That's the property where my things are. That's the property, Steve, where my life has been put in danger, where I've been assaulted, attacked. My bedroom window has been smashed. I'm too afraid to walk through the door. A whole year of it. Trafficked there from the psychiatric unit. Trafficked after being beaten by police, PC Broadway, PC Soper, and PC Austin, that idiot who assaulted me in Darren's flat, and I had to get my wrist looked at. And they mentioned me in the Herald. Oh, that's another thing I want to mention. No, I'm feeling really angry. I've got to get this anger out. They do not care. I'm feeling so angry and upset. Really upset. One last message.
I'm sorry I can't answer your call right now, but if you leave a message, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
After you leave a message, you can modify it by pressing the hash key.
Hello, Rupert. Sorry, this is the fourth and I think it's the third or fourth final message for you. This is what happens when you leave so many messages for people. And, I'm fighting the corruption with the local government ombudsman with what's been done to me in this town. But seriously, I think the people in the food bank, I've had it more than what, there are some good people in there, but I really cannot get over Steve Churchill. Does he want me to go to the police to get my things back? Do you think that's normal for an employee to say that? I want this to go to a management level at the food bank. because this is bullying. This is bullying. The Trestle Trust have already ignored the plight of a petition where disabled people were being bullied at the Saffron. I'm one of those victims, but that was before I was there. And yeah, I've also been mentioned in the Herald, which I could sue for libel, for mentioning a vulnerable woman. While I was self-funding this hotel for my safety, they mentioned me and I was beaten by the police. I made a big mistake asking him to help me then. Was that it? Was Darren making a big mistake asking him to help? Because he said I was playing him. That's bullying. He should not be working at the food bank with an attitude like that. Why did he take my possessions for me? Why did he say he's praying for me? Why would he do that? It makes no sense, but me and my witness lady friend is she's going to come down there with me. I'm not going to be bullied, and certainly not without a witness present. Okay, all right. If you want to call me back.
The message has reached the maximum duration allowed. To re-record, press 1. To listen again, press 2. To delete, press 3. To cancel your message, press 4. To confirm, press the hash key. Your message has been recorded. Goodbye.
I just cannot believe that people could behave like this. Does that make me stupid? I mean, my godmother said I only see the good in people, and she had that attitude. Life is a bitch, and she hung up on me. That's Catholicism for you. I'm not a Catholic anymore, by the way, but you know, why don't we just all go up to Beachy Head? Yeah, why don't you guys come and join me? Let's finish ourselves off, because if I'm not going to get any support from anyone, if I'm not going to get people saying, hey, you know, I'm going to email this person, this man, this Josh Babarundi, OBE, who doesn't like Caroline Ansell, who's failed us vulnerable people. We're going up to our famous suicide spot, world famous suicide spot. You don't think it's strategically placed there? Who was the first person to jump off Beachy Head as a suicide victim in the 1960s? And all of a sudden, it's a world famous suicide spot. Hang on a minute. Let's get all the Freemasons, all the practicing Luciferians in one little town. I think that they are truly deceived. Leslie from the food bank thinks that they're Christians. Well, Christian is a pagan idea anyway. The cross is pagan. It's to do with sun worship. Ask Darren. Darren's not wrong about that. I say Shalom Yahweh because what else am I supposed to say? I'm not going to say Hail Satan, am I? Those are the ones that are doing this evil to us. And then pray to any other god that you like. So they're worshipping Baphomet. They're getting ordained. They're doing their works and covering up what you've just seen, what you've just heard. Steve, if you see this, you're praying for me. Well, I pray, Steve, in Yahweh's name, that you get to hear. You've even blocked me from ringing you. In my opinion, a man of Yahweh, God, Yahweh, someone who really cares about people, listens, does not pass judgment. You've done all of these things, and I've got it recorded on YouTube. And Caroline Stevens, you too. You came to the name of Yahweh. You had it in your YouTube live stream. Oh, he's got a name. Yes, he does. Yahweh, our Heavenly Father, the name my partner brought me to. Oh, I've got to get off here. I've got to get. I'm so disgusted. It's sickening. You need to take a good look at yourself. You think you pray for someone, talk them out of suicide, and you threaten them even though they've taken a live stream down. And when that person says, how do you know this police officer who's tortured me? How do you know his real name is Dan Russell? His name is Scott. Yeah, dangerous woman, be warned. I was warned by someone on Facebook when I exposed her for threatening me. So there we go.